The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Although, speaking of partners, I want to touch on weddings for a bit because, okay, by the time this episode comes out, it'll have been fairly old news. But story ya Patelo Nadi.
Oh. Wow. What do they do?
Honestly, I think their wedding went viral.
Yeah.
And it went viral for, I think I can say both good and bad reasons. I don't think the reasons are that bad. I feel like it's more subjective. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you feel like it was too over the top? What were your thoughts on it?
Okay, my first reaction was like, who are these at first? Like when I saw the videos.
You and me both?
I was like, what's going on? Who are these? In fact, I think it was in a limo. So I wasn't even really sure if it was a wedding. I'd never heard of Patello and Dee. So, it was just trying to catch up, like what's happening. Then now I finally saw them go for their wedding, which actually they had a very lavish wedding.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, it was a lot. It was hectic. Like, it was just
the
too
spending
much.
or the people?
Not the people. Like that energy was just. It's not my type of energy. And I respect people who have different ways that they express themselves and how they are. But like I was just like, oh my God, this is a lot. But the thing that stood out for me was that they were happy. Right.
Yeah.
And they did it in their own way. They did their own thing. It was their day. And I guess if there was any expectation, it was their expectation of how that day would play out.
Yeah.
And they seemed to enjoy themselves and they had a time. And that's the most important thing. Because, we do know that sometimes this experience of, the rurasho and the wedding and the planning can be so hectic on so many people. And sometimes some people don't really get to have the wedding that they wanted. They probably get to throw a wedding based on maybe societal pressure or expectations or the family or friends, So for me, I just felt like they were vibing, and that's the most important thing. That it's your wedding, it's your day. You should have fun. Like, do you?
Real talk? Okay. Just like probably everyone that saw the wedding, or at least like the 99.99% of people that saw it online, of course, like I just saw the clips and it just looked chaotic. Okay,
That's
not
the
bad.
word. That's
Not
the
in a
word I
bad way.
was
Not in a
looking
bad
for.
way. Like
It
just seemed
chaotic.
like there was so much chaos everywhere. And granted, like if that's your thing, that's your thing, and it's all right, it's cool. But it was chaotic in a way that I felt like there was so much happening all at once, all around the entire time. But that aside, I was listening to two of my colleagues in the office, and they were so into it. They were like, "Oh, that was actually really, really nice," and I was like, "How?" So the way they explained it was, they did the wedding as to their liking, as opposed to the make-believe pretend thing that is usually done with most people.
Yep.
And it did kind of remind me that we may be having a bit of a change, or we may be initiating a change, whether we're looking at ourselves as like the final bit of millennials and like the beginning of Gen Zs. We're kind of redefining how weddings are, because people have been saying since time immemorial, a wedding is a woman's best day or some jack like that. I'm not sure if it's still the case.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know until I get there.
But
Because you have bridezillas, you have people who they're just like, I'm so glad it's done. So, yeah.
So seeing that, and you realize that most of our weddings have actually been for our parents.
Yep.
And for like the community. Let me put it in quotes, the community. Because for the most part, it's like your parents' friends. Yes, you're going to invite your friends, but the music selection, it's based off of the cultures, which are mostly based off of your parents.
Yeah.
Then you look at how everything is going to run. It has to be organized a certain way, or, how do we cater to this side of the family and that side of the family? But for them, and the way I've seen a couple of weddings here and there seems to be like a switch whereby people are starting to take the weddings and they're making it about now the couple that are getting married.
Yeah.
And the Patelo and D one, I think, is probably the most prominent idea of it. But I've seen other instances where people will do like a breakfast wedding and it's just them. There was one that I saw, he and his wife, like they did the whole Rura Shaw thing where they did like the first one, the last one, like they did the whole dowry thing and they invited a ton of people on both. The white wedding, it was just the two of them plus a couple of their pals. They all dressed up in white. They went, they did their thing. And it was, they didn't even call family members. It was just them and their friends and the people that they consider to be super close to them.
Yeah.
And it was such a different take on how people would expect the weddings to be. And I was like, you know what?
I like that direction that we're going in.
Yeah,
I'm so for it. Like, I had one of my good friends, she got married and she did an AG wedding and then she had an intimate evening dinner. And it was so nice because it felt like like a small family and everyone. So even how like they placed us to sit was just so we can get to know new people and learn them. And it was a very intimate wedding. Where
not so much for throwing the flowers behind. They were like, you must know each other.
We must. It was so intimate. It was so nice. It just felt so genuine, and it felt like everyone was going through that whole experience together. No one was getting lost.
No one was invited just because.
Yeah, it was intentional. And you had to vibe with whoever was next to you, and the energy was so good. And after I left there just thinking, like, this is exactly what I want. Like, AG wedding and a small intimate dinner with like the people I love. And I've just always given like a heads up to my folks, like, I'm sorry, you may just get 2 to 3 invites. But I love you because I'm also not trying to go broke, doing a wedding. If I have the capacity, I don't even think I would throw a big wedding because I just don't want that headache. And I like that we're going to that wave where it's just like we might know each other.
Yeah.
But I don't have to invite you to my wedding. Like, we're not that close. But just know, like, yeah, I'm married. Or we stream it for, But anyway, I wouldn't stream it. But, like, it's just that. Like, it's just knowing I don't have to invite you for my wedding.
Actually, now that you've mentioned streaming, it kind of reminds me of the COVID weddings.
And they came to those weddings.
Like 15 people have been invited.
Us.
Everything else live stream.
Yep. And me, I'm pro that. Like because why is it on my wedding day I have like 300, 200 people I don't even know. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And it's a milestone. So I've had so many other milestones where you haven't been a part of it.
True.
So why is it on that day? And I do understand that there's culture and I do understand the importance of community. Yeah. But I also think that we also need to draw a line and just see like where is it where someone is comfortable enough, to be able to be like, okay, I'm just going to have 100 or 50 people and that's just what I want. And yeah, don't catch feelings.
I can understand the culture side of it, but I remember something that some guys are saying while they were talking about, Gen Zs are tribeless people, and I think you guys need to accept that because, during that time, it was the whole Mandamano thing, and they tried throwing in a bunch of tribalism into it, and guys are like, no, Gen Z are a tribeless people. And in my opinion, I feel like, especially given the number of years that we've had independence and we've been on this planet, and also our exposure, I feel like we also do need to evolve some of our cultures because at what point are we going to move from saying you're from this tribe, you're from this tribe, to saying we're Kenyans and this is how we do it as Kenyans? Now, don't get me wrong, there are still some people that are very cultural. Like, I went to an Indian wedding, maybe about a month or two ago?
Yeah.
And goodness, my.
You had a time.
Oh, it was so
actually
much
want to go
fun.
for an
It
Indian
was so
wedding.
much fun. I'm actually going to post up the photos later on. But it was so much fun. And the way they split it up, okay, they invited, maybe around 1,200 people for, like, the main
damn.
ceremony. Then the reception was on, like, a different day.
Okay.
And actually, that was even more crunched down because there's some Indian weddings that'll go for days.
Yeah.
Like, they'll do them
3-4
for like
days.
4 to 7 days. And I'm like, and you guys are still
It's a
okay
whole
going again and again and again. My biggest worry was the fact that I only had one outfit, like one Indian outfit. If I had more, then I'd be like, all right, fine, let's do multiple days. But I looked at it, I was like, you guys go all out. And for them, it's not like all cultural where it just has to be culture. Like, they were gelling in the music because, like, the reception was basically almost like a rave. And, like, they have the DJ, he's throwing in, like, music from different genres. And regardless of whether it's old school music, whether it's more new school music, whether it's EDM, whether it's pop, whether it's Afrobeat, like, they were playing it all. And I'm like, you know what, that sort of gelling is pretty good because it's not like people are like, oh, you know, I don't like that young person music. Guys were still on the dance floor. I was jamming around with people in their 60s.
I love it.
And it was so good.
I love it.
And it was so good.
I think the thing is, like, let people do what they want to do. Like, if I guess this person wants to throw a wedding for like 1,000 people and, you know, have it for 4 days, and that's what makes them genuinely happy, then let them do that. If I want to throw a small intimate wedding with this amount of people, then let me do that. So I think we're just even getting to a space where, like, people are just doing what is best for them. Whether it's the marriage or whether it's having kids, it's like you as an individual, what's good for you? You're not doing things necessarily for the society and everything, but, like, first start with you as an individual. Is this good for me? Is this something that I want? Then now you can now start thinking about, like, the community and the people that you want to have around and to help do this. But, like, I think it's very important to just make sure you take care of yourself.
That's true. And also this whole thing of trying to ensure that you're not stepping on toes and you're ensuring that you're taking care of everyone for your thing.
It's wild.
Okay, don't get me wrong. It's good to be nice to people. Please be nice to people.
Yeah.
But I feel like there has to be a limit somewhere.
Yep.
We've gone above and beyond and we've sacrificed so much for community that I think we forget to be ourselves at times. So there's some people that will give so much to community that they forget to have a sense of self.
Yep.
And then there's people who have too much of a sense of self that they forget that you're part of a community.
Sure. So I think
so achieving that
of
balance is probably where we
so
need to kind of go.
Yeah.
Although speaking of community,
Yes.
there was this thing that you had sent me about a day or two ago.
Yes. On events.
Yes.
The new wave of where it's going.
Yes. How apparently our influencers may not be the only influencers.
Yes. So basically it was an article by Vogue, and they were saying that it's not to take away from influencers, but, like, yes, influencers do influence you to do certain things. They create content, they showcase the brand in what's authentic to them. But because we're constantly on our phones, right, there's now been this need to get out and touch grass.
Yes.
You know, be with community and
like
not always and not always scrolling. And not always scrolling. So we've seen this happening even in Nairobi. I mean, it also happens abroad, where you even seen, like, guys doing day parties in, like, cafes and stuff like that with, like, a good DJ. And I've seen that also being replicated here with the nanny cafes. Day party, which is such a vibe. It looks like such a vibe. I mean, they do very wholesome things, and it doesn't involve drinking.
Speaking of which, which one's your favorite?
In terms of?
Like the the parties, the events that you've seen being pushed, like as far as concepts go, which was probably your favorite?
I think I like the day party.
Okay.
Right?
Something more paint and sip or something
I've seen like they do paddle, right?
Ah, yeah.
So
there's that
like
too.
it's also it's competitive, but also like they do paddle and then there's like a DJ there,
Yeah.
and it's like just guys just really being present. I think for me that's the most important thing. Really being present and really connecting with the community,
Okay.
because I feel like we are in a culture where we drink a lot, and most of the times where we hang out, it's always fueled by alcohol. I'm
glad
not
I'm not the
against
person saying
alcohol.
this.
I love sipping.
I'm so happy that I'm not the one saying this, because every time I've said something regarding alcohol that doesn't seem positive, there's
Yeah.
always someone who's like,
It's 'cause you
Denver,
don't
you're just
drink."
saying that because you don't drink.
Yeah. So as someone who drinks, it's also good to know that we can have spaces like where you can just go and just be fully present and really connect without it being fueled by alcohol. I
Or
think
the
that
idea of a
is
hookup.
great. Or thank you. You're just going there for a good time. There's no
I've never
mambo
understood-
mingi in the background.
I've never understood the people who constantly have that agenda where it's either the booze or a hookup, and you're like, okay, I can understand you going to the club and all, but damn, like, have fun at least.
Exactly. Like, even when you're going out to drink, like, just go there to just have a good time. Like,
True.
if it catches you, it catches you. If it doesn't catch you, it doesn't catch you.
True.
Yeah, like, so I think that's what I like. And the other concept that I like is that we run Nairobi.
Oh yeah, the run clubs.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, people
I
usually
love
talk
them.
about how that's like a good way to meet people if you're single.
Apparently, the bachelors are there. So I heard.
As a bachelor who doesn't run, I can be found in other spaces. On my DMs. But yeah, I've seen some of the clips and people are like, oh, there are so many hot guys, and I'm like, I think I need to start running.
You never know, you could find your babe there,
Yeah.
But I think like why it's also, I guess, why people say that it's somewhere where you can find guys aside from them just being hot is because maybe you have a shared interest, right? You're into fitness, so then again that's a very easy place to pick up from, to be honest, because like if I'm having something with someone, we have to have some sort of shared interest.
True.
Right?
Also, you kind of think about it. What more vulnerable is it than, when the both of you have arrived somewhere, you all just, you're sweaty, you're panting, sweat's dripping from like weird places. As in, you're just feeling defeated, and then there's someone who's still interested in you.
But the sample will still keep it cute. You don't have to sweat.
Y'all that choose to wear makeup, blah, blah, waterproof, you guys need to tone it down. Honestly, you all need to start pulling it back. Even when we were coming for this shoot, I told you don't have to wear makeup. Just be casual.
Yeah, I feel like your version of casual is very different from my version of casual. And also...
As we can see.
Yeah, and also, like, I think just how I've always dressed has always just been... I think because I worked in corporate for so long. So then, like... I've always been a girl for boots, right? So anything that goes with boots, I'm like, okay, it's a casual one. So
I feel like most people who've been into corporate are always about their image.
Not really. Like, I feel like how you present yourself, because we've been in corporate, we've seen that how you present yourself really can give you an upper hand in how people receive you, in what you're saying, in what you're delivering, in how people treat you. That's just how corporate works, right?
Yeah.
So if you're presentable in a certain type of way, people will receive you in a certain type of way. And that has really worked for me, especially even like transitioning from corporate to now doing my own gig.
Yeah.
I have been able to get connections through just like, oh, you look good, or you know. And even today, I felt like I got a couple of compliments. So you see
Yes.
such things, and we
Yes.
made a connection, right?
Yes.
Which is going to potentially be like something that will turn into business. So you see, if
Wait, should we give her a shout out?
yes, I want to say her name right.
Start with the first name. That
Okay,
one's easy.
Faith.
Shout out to you, Faith.
What's her last name? Faith.
Whitney.
Huh?
Whitney.
Whitney. Yes,
Yes.
Faith Whitney.
Or-
So today we
Or you
were.
can say it with a cute accent. Whitney.
No, she likes the first one.
Okay.
So, yeah, today we were at Daily Cafe and we're just having like a meeting, and then Faith, who handles like the marketing, saw us and she was like, "Oh, you look so cute! Oh my god, can I take content?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, we're in the same space."
Yeah.
And we just started talking about community and like the things that we can do in this space, and we exchange numbers, and that's like what I'm basically telling you. Like also how you present yourself, really, it opens doors for you as well.
I agree. Okay, I guess you have a point.
Yeah.
Personally-
Shirley won, Denver, Neil.
It's because I'm going easy on you. It's your first time. I have to be
Really,
gentle.
Denver. No breaks. Go all out. I'm ready.
Yeah, but speaking of those events, I think my favorite one, granted, maybe it's because I'm a bit of an old soul and I like a lot of throwbacks. I like the Millennial Games one. I forgot the name. So basically, like, it's basically just millennials that'll just go and
Oh,
you
like
guys
the
will do
cookout, or is it the R&B branch?
not even like
Is it
full on
an
events
event?
like R&B brunches or cookouts. It's like you guys just come and you do fun childhood activities, bouncing castle, like water slides and all. And it's such a fun thing. You think about it because it's like, oh, I'm an adult. I get to be a kid again.
I love being childish. Like, I know that I don't want some certain aspect of myself to grow up, because that's what
True.
makes life really exciting.
Exactly.
And I feel like if there's any space that I can tap into that, especially as a millennial working and it's serious, I'm always down for that. I'm always down to be a child.
Yo, I think about it every time and I'm like, I feel like adulting made us so serious that we forgot to have fun in life.
It's like, it's never that serious. You remember we used to have that quote?
Yeah.
And I actually just always say that it's never that serious. Like, if something doesn't work out, be it a job, be it a relationship, be it a business deal, like, it's not the end of the world, and it's never that serious. It feels serious, especially we've talked about heartbreaks in our 30s, or rather, like, as adults, the pain, but I've come to realize, like, it's never that serious. Like, tomorrow will always be a new day, and it can always get better, and there's always better. So I just hope, like, also anyone who's listening to this, like, you just know that things do get better, and sometimes when things are just tough, like, ride through it, but just know it's never that serious, it's never that deep.
Yeah, it's never that deep.
Yeah.
Up until it actually is, then damn, it is that deep.
Yeah, sometimes it's deep, but don't let it kill you. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, because I've seen stories of people that were so deeply so deep and so seriously into, like, for example, maybe their profession or something that they're pursuing, and then it crumbles, or something just happens, and then all of a sudden one day they're like, you know what, I'm done. They quit their job, they stop everything. I don't know, they start traveling the world, and you're like,
yeah,
I thought you were chasing the bag, and they're like, no,
I'm done.
I want to travel now.
I love it for them.
I've spent my life in an office for all these years. I want to travel now.
In a
And they
cubicle.
just...
I feel like, especially, I think this is mostly speaking to maybe the millennials, is we have been, and I was just thinking about it the other day,
Yeah.
even in how I show up in, like, different ways. I don't know if it's even our system of education or just like how we were raised. We're so used to delivering, like overproducing. Like, we show up knowing that we just have to be productive. If you're not being productive, there's some form of guilt. and you're just like, why? And what I realized is that what ended up happening was we started attaching our identity to our work.
True.
So when things didn't work out, then now it's like you're going through an existential like situation, and you're just like, who am I? What am I? And me, I've gone through so many of those, like, and I just got to a point where I had to now learn, like, this is work. I love producing, I love doing my best, but I also have to also take care of these other aspects of myself and give time for those aspects of myself.
Yeah.
Like, who is Shirley beyond work? What does she like? What does she enjoy? And what are other things that I can be able to do? So I think like and it's even shown in how like I show up in relationships. I always need to prove like I'm doing something when I'm like, no, I can be still, I can be enough, and I can be valued just for who I am, as outside of just doing and producing. So I just really hope that for millennials, because I know we just go through a lot, you just need to know already you are enough as you are, and your value is not correlated to your productivity. So, I just hope millennials feel seen
I feel
in
like
this moment.
Yeah, because I feel like, especially in today's day and age, so we were basically fed the same blueprint as our parents.
Yeah.
Where, as long as you excel, you go, you do your job well, if and when you're in school, provided that you do well, you're going to get these results that are profitable. Like let's just go with profitable. And that was the belief that we were brought up with, and it's the belief that we've had. But stuff is so different now in that just because you're the highest performing kid doesn't mean that you'll be, the one that gets the best job or the highest level job or the higher position. And when you get into an organization, if you're the hardest worker, it doesn't mean that you'll get the highest position. And different people are going to come up through different means. There's going to be different principles that will govern whether someone should move up or down or out. And you find that even though we're probably still working our backs off and our butts off, the results aren't being seen as we expected. So the problem is that now we're thinking that we have to do more. It's not that the system itself that's the problem, of which, there's blame that can be shared on both ends. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm doing so much, how comes I'm not producing, or how comes I'm not getting what it is that I thought I was supposed to get after putting in all this work? And that's something that is sort of like a gap. It's sort of this gap that we kind of have to close between our expectations and reality. And I remember going for a play a couple of weeks ago, and it actually kind of touched on that. It was almost like group therapy for millennials and just group therapy for adults in general.
I love it.
And guys were talking about how, so at some point it was like a Q&A where guys were being asked, what did you want to be when you were a kid? Have you achieved it? And then the question was, what do you think's holding you back, or something of that sort? And different people were giving different results. Oh, I wanted to do this. Now I'm in corporate. I'm doing this and that. I wanted to get into the arts, but I had to kind of go like the corporate level. And those holes, those discrepancies, those gaps are what a lot of us kind of need to start closing in and saying, you know what? There's this dream, maybe I should continue chasing the dream, but maybe the results aren't because I'm not performing. It's because I may be performing, yes, and maybe I may not be performing, but there's also the other side that we need to start paying attention to.
And what exactly is that other side?
You look at the factors that are beyond your control. So, for example, what the industry is looking for, what it is that, because like, let's take marketing for instance. This one's an interesting pain point for marketers, where as a marketer you're expected to be many other things besides just a marketer. You're expected to be a content creator, a content manager, a graphic designer. You're expected to be a copywriter as well. And those are just the ones that I can name right now. There's probably like 3-4 others that are needed. And you look at it, like the difference between back then and right now is huge.
Yeah.
So, of course, that is entirely beyond our control. The most that we can do is try and catch up. But now you look at things like market forces, you look at the business environment, you look at the government. I don't want to touch on that because I feel like everyone's just going to get pissed all of a sudden, all at once. But
yeah, we said no more rage baiting. Like
yes,
we're not gonna
we will
forfeit.
not rage bait. We won't speak his name.
Yeah, I think it's like what you said. Like we're living in times where things are very hard, right? And everything that you've mentioned,
I'll go with
which
different,
is,
but yeah, hard.
like macro, but also I've come to learn something which I think is very important, is that experience is very important.
Yes.
Experience is very important, and also having a lot of patience, doing what you're doing, because I feel like when I started off, like in my career, I felt like I used to give my best, I used to do my best, and just one way or the other, like just something just never used to work out or like pan out. I've called you so many times complaining about so many things in my career,
Yeah.
and so many clients, and just but I've now come to learn that I had to go through what I had to go through to be able to now be in the position that I am in, to be able to know, especially like what is expected of me, and what boundary am I drawing. Before I could barely draw a boundary with a client, but these days I'm like, okay, this is what I do and this is what I offer. If you need extra services and I don't have the capacity, I will tell you I am going to outsource that service, and that's going to cost you more, as opposed to me like going over, bending backwards just to be able to prove something to you. No, I'm qualified, I have the experience, you pay for it. So, so knowing those boundaries, and also knowing those boundaries where like, I don't work past this certain time. I don't work on these days, because it's just not normal to expect someone to be working 24/7, because at the end of the day, if you want me to be able to deliver as my best self, then
you need to be your best
I need
self.
to rest. And and I don't know why millennials feel guilty about rest, but like it's those small things. So I think that just came over because of the experience and also like the patience. Because I just feel like I've had me personally, I've had such a hard journey, especially in corporate. I have cried tears. I have cried so many tears.
We've had those phone calls.
Yeah, I have ranted. And then it's like, okay, finally, I feel like I'm now in a space where like things are aligned, and
you can make sense of the chaos.
Yeah, and I'm showcasing myself also in a way where people are like, okay, you know what? I'll let you run the show. But also even like now being in a position where I'm just like, you can filter the clients that you know you'll work with, because also experience shows you the red flags of certain clients where you're just like, this one, I can see from a mile away, problems. So, no, not worth it. So even just having the wisdom to be like, you don't have to take every bag that you get, because I've also come to realize the most important thing is your peace of mind and your mental. That's the only way you can be able to just be your best self and give your best self. So I just also want millennials to know that things are harder now, but it doesn't mean that you can't make it. You can. It's just going to take a bit longer.
Yeah.
And there's no need to compare at all. Everyone's journey is so different. You might have seen somebody has arrived, but you don't know what's been happening behind the scenes, and the things that they've gone through, and the character development that they have gone through to be able to get there. So I just feel like the one thing that I always remember that I've always had from the past and I still remember now is trust in the process.
Yeah.
Just don't give up. Like, if you know this is where I want to go and you have it in sight, that's where you're gonna go. It's also good to take detours. It's good to know when to pivot. But also, just like put yourself out there. Community is very important.
Yeah.
But just experience is important and patience is important. Like, we can't live in a microwave situation where we just expect like things will just happen. You have to also put yourself out there. But like, like this life thing is hard, but like it has its lessons. So that's all I'll just say about it. So if you're a millennial and you're watching this and you're just thinking, weh,
hey, niku moto mazee.
Niku bad. Yeah, we've been there. So yeah.
So can we use that as a parting shot, or
Yeah.
should I give you an opportunity to give a parting shot?
Oh my God. I feel shy. Like what? What would be the parting shot? Anything?
This is life. It is for you to live. And it's never that serious.
Like sum it up. But I think what would be my parting shot? You see, now you should have given me like, told me to get a quote. That would have looked very
This is why I'm telling
intellectual.
you. This is why I was telling you. You don't need to like script everything. Sometimes you just have to let it roll off the tongue.
I'm a planner, but it's good to leave a little.
Have you ever heard of the 4 rules of like making a plan?
No.
So step 1 is you make the plan. Step 2 is you execute the plan. Step 3 is you expect the plan to fail. And step 4 is you throw away the plan.
Whoa. Yo. Yeah, because sometimes you can plan things and then they just don't go your way.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Oops.
Like 50% of the time.
Yeah. So I don't think I really have a parting shot. I think my parting shot would just be, just live your best life. Like, be authentic as you're living your life. Like, just do you. Remove all those inhibitions and fears that you have. Be shameless about what you want, who you love, who you care about. Just
stop being nonchalant.
Yeah. Please. We're
Stop
not
being nonchalant.
nonchalanting. Just
We are tired.
really just show up for yourself and for your life. I think that's what I would say. Like, it's the best thing. And do it unapologetically. People will always talk. People will always say something about how you're moving. It is what it is, but just like really just show up for yourself and make sure it's authentic. Make sure it's you. Make sure you're really living your life and you're vibing.
Amazing.
And all those things will come. All those good things.
Or so we believe. Thank you so much, Shirley. Thank you. Where can people find you?
Oh my gosh, I do not want to be found.
Okay, if you guys want to find Shirley, come to me.
But
I know a guy.
I guess now that we're back to podcasting, they can find me on the Powerhouse, the Powerhouse Pod, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Yeah, just that's a part of my life. And that showcases just the podcast where we're just amplifying the stories that we're telling, the experience that we're telling, the expertise that we're showcasing. So it's usually Africa is now telling their story as opposed from someone else telling it. So that's where you can find me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for me, since as always I might be wrong, you can find me on the DMs because my DMs are always open. On IG, it is at the Breaktime_podcast. On Facebook, it is at the Breaktime Podcast. On X, it is at Bagaka the D. And on Bluesky, it is at the breaktimepod.bsky.social. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you so much to Shirley for hopping onto the podcast.
Thank you. The first lady. Am I?
Yes, the first lady.
Ooh, that's a big thing. Mama, I made it.
And I will catch you guys on the next break.
All right.